Hi, everybody. And I don't know what y'all heard, but the person on my computer was way, way chirpy just then saying, "This is going to be recorded." It's a new voice that I heard. So we have a joyful voice going into this with. This is Thursday's noon meeting of Finding Truth Everywhere, that we at an open door come together and gather again as we do to discuss different spiritual teachers and different spiritual messages that reach out and touch us. And we come together and we're able to discuss and share what moved us, particularly about a particular teacher or video that we're sharing. And I just want to start out by saying that it's over the past few weeks, I have been in pretty heavy separation, and really being led by the ego in very familiar ways. Um, and meaning that the ego knows how to, and this is kind of a weird visual, but you know how somebody can put their finger up somebody's nose and lead them? That's kind of how it felt on occasion. And I'm grateful. I wasn't in seeing how anything was for me or for anybody that I loved in my family in particular. And I had old messages that were coming up and a lot of resistance. And I was in that and not talking about it much. And it was coming out sideways when I would. So I'm grateful today to be hearing Indigo speaking so clearly in my head and in my heart. How not only is everything working for me, but it's also working for everyone that I love. Everyone that I love. What's happening right now in this moment is exactly perfect. Just right here, right now is exactly perfect. And I forgot that. I completely forgot that and thought I could be a savior. I could be the one that was going to jump in and that I should know what to do. Because in my family, that was the role I always had. And I'm so willing to give up that martyr role today. It's done nothing but cause suffering in my life, and I'm so grateful to be giving that up and to be surrendering completely. And I just feel like it just feels good to I never thought I would feel good feeling uncomfortable. I never thought it could feel good. And to know what the alternative is to feeling uncomfortable, I'll take feeling uncomfortable any day. And I'm really grateful to be able to admit that today. And so we're going to start off. This seems like a good place to play the song. And then I'll bring up what about this particular video struck my ear that made me want to discuss it here today. So Cindy so graciously reached out to me this morning and said, "Hey, you want a song?" And so this song has been in my head a lot the past couple of days, and so I thought we'll just listen to this song. Thank you so much, Cindy.
A man is placed upon the steps, the baby cries, and high above you can hear the church bells start to ring. And the heaviness of it settles in, and somewhere you can hear a mother sing. Then it's one foot, then the other as you step out on the road. The steps just the beauty of the light upon this earth and the sweetness of the leaf. Call all angels, call all angels. Walk me through this and don't leave me alone. Call all angels, call all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, but we're not sure how. Call all angels, call all angels. Walk me through this one, leave me alone. Call all angels, call all angels. We're trying, we're hoping, we're loving and we're hurting. We're crying, we're calling, 'cause we're not sure how
Thank you so much, Cindy. Okay, so what we listened to this week was Wayne Dyer, and he has always been one of my favorite spiritual teachers. And he comes from such a matter of fact kind of place. But the reason that I chose this particular one, which seeing how evolved this group is and this may seem very elementary with the awakening that is happening in this group. And the thing that I heard the most was because, as most of you know, my niece is hurting terribly right now from the loss of her son, and she doesn't hear from her parents or her immediate siblings. And it's been a challenge for me to not go into the martyr role and to try to think of, I should know what to do here. What am I supposed to be doing for her to heal this? And um, there's nothing that I'm supposed to be doing. And he says about being there for people, and he said, not your advice, not your fixing, not your saving, but your presence, your authentic, loving, accepting presence. And I just forgot when I got involved with seeing my niece as separate as needing me to be her family, and what that looked like. And so when I heard that, it is just my presence and the authentic, loving, accepting presence. And for my presence to be effective and be in any way meaningful to her is to be in the pause. Just being in the pause and waiting for the guidance to know what the next step would be. And I know that this works. I found myself shooting into away from this moment right now and keeping my head where my feet are. And so hearing that just very simple advice that she doesn't need my advice, she doesn't need my fixing and or my saving. That was the big one, but just my presence. And so it just reminds me that one of the biggest gifts I can give myself and everybody else is just being present with the experience of what's happening right now. Not feeling like it needs to be different, not feeling like it needs to be changed. It's nothing that need to figure out. Um, it's just to ask for the guidance and to totally surrender my niece and everything, um, to the oneness and the source of where I came from and where she came from. And I'm starting to feel a little awkward in my talking, so I'm gonna pause right now and just see if anybody else would like to share anything. And thank you all so, so much for being here today, and, I love seeing all of you. Cindy.
I just noticed that Linda Joy was in the house too, which just makes me happy. So happy. Um, you said something that I just want to highlight. You said something about um, the video being, I don't even remember what
Elementary.
elementary. Thank you. Um, Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle, who I'm now reading again after so many years or whatever. They were the beginning of my path, right? And while I was listening to him, everything was in that. I know it was excerpts of different talks, right? But
Yeah.
everything we need, everything that I need to be fully present now was in that talk, right? It doesn't, so much of what we're doing right now is attempting to simplify. Like even that, like I was listening to some of the meditation Amy suggested people listen to before this afternoon's talk. And what a beautiful voice she has. Jansara or whatever her name is, right? But everything about that was just rest in the I am, be in the presence. And everything after that, there's a way to let go of. And listening to Wayne, I got to tell you, Livy, it just made me so happy. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I've heard, like, we listen to Helen Hamilton here every week, right? And one of the things I love the most about Helen Hamilton is she just repeats the same teaching over and over and over again. She's like, the basics are the advanced. And I realized that while I was listening to Wayne, right? I love all the different voices we listen to and all the different paths and the channeling and the course and everything else. But when it comes right down to it, it's just everything's fine, right? That's what I got from listening to Wayne. We're good right now. And the feeling that we're not, well, we can rest and watch and let that go and trust that we're good right now. And just, I know we did Wayne Dyer once before in this group, and I'm just grateful. That's what I really wanted to say, Livy. I'm grateful that you highlighted it. I'm grateful that you sent the message. I'm grateful for how all the ways everybody in this group keeps opening their mouths. Like, every time somebody here says, I talk too much, something inside of me shifts because no one here ever talks too much. So, and I also just wanted to say, I love how you said this is helping me with life now, because that's the other part of it. I think I've lost interest in the spiritual teachings for the sake of the spiritual teachings. Like I don't need to separate life from truth anymore. No interest in that. And the way you just presented that was that. So thank you. And Julie has her hand raised, so I'm gonna mute.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I was at a physical today, and my doctor, of course, they're never on time, but I'm here. Yay! Have my coffee because I haven't had anything. All right. Oh, well, Livy, you know how much I appreciate how you shared Wayne Dyer to me, and how I too have just loved his videos. And, they just speak to me. And, when you said the word elementary, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's for me. But then I love Cindy, what she just had to say, because it's right where we need to be. And that's one thing that I'm really learning in these meetings with all of you, is that I'm right where I need to be for today at this moment, and I'm learning that um, it's all about love, and I am God, God is you, and I loved I love what you said about the advice. I was just talking to Rana this morning on something else, but we were talking about that. That I used to always want to give advice, everybody wanted my opinion, and now I'm learning that no, that's not my role, and just to sit and just, be there and present for anyone that I love and just be there and present. The one thing I liked about his videos, and I didn't take notes, I did listen to it several times. Um, I liked what he talked about our purpose. And that really struck me because as I begin this new journey going back to St. Louis to be with our family and the grandkids, I've always loved helping people. And that could be um, defect too, because like you're saying, do I do it because I want to be the martyr? But I really enjoyed working in hospitals. I worked as a recreation therapist, so I wasn't a nurse, but I always wanted to be a nurse. When I was growing up, that's why I'd watch on TV, the doctors, the nurse, but science and I just did not get along. So the one job I had was at a medical hospital, and I just loved it. And I love going to the hospital when I have to go with my husband or something. I just feel like I'm at home. And I think that's my calling is when I move, not that I'm going to do it right away, but maybe to get back and do some volunteer work in a hospital because it just pulls me. And maybe that's, and I have to listen to that. And that's what these videos are teaching me that, to listen for what my purpose is and to always be loving and kind and then to forgive myself when I am human. And yeah. But I'm sure I'll think of more when you guys share because I didn't take notes and I wish I did because my brain is gone after I usually watch them. But I do thank you for putting Wayne Dyer in my life too because I just love his videos. Love, love, love. So thank you all.
Thanks, Julie. And just I did finally find the other notes that I took, and they'll be so fortunate to have you, Julie, by the way. We all get caught up in the illusion of separation, and then we remember there is no separation except in your mind. Love is your natural state. Love is what you are. By accepting that love is what I am, you stop needing outside validation or things or people outside myself to complete me. I have everything I need because I am that. I am already complete. I am already valid. So you're free to love people without needing anything from them. So you're free to love people. You're free to give without expecting anything in return. You're free to be present without agenda. Your work becomes an extension of who you are. You're ready to stop depending on others to trust yourself. And I think y'all have heard me mention, I remember when my dad passed and I, told Rana at the time, I said, I'm nervous at how much of a dependence I feel towards people. And I do. And just realizing that I have been looking outside myself. I have lived in separation for so long and looking out there for everything I didn't think I had already. And to really see how much my life can be unmanageable when I am in the separation. And I am so incredibly grateful for the opportunities for old beliefs, conditioned beliefs that um it's interesting because the mind wants to really exaggerate that, you know, and the conditioned beliefs and how deep they are and how long they've been there. And they're conditioned beliefs. And I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity or that there is the opportunity to look at these parts of myself that I tried to hide for so long to feel safe in the world. And I can tend to isolate, and so much of that is to feel safe. And so, or that's what the ego has always told me. And so I'm looking forward to being with, just being with a tree, just being with a friend, and just recognizing that there is no difference, and recognizing that there's nothing that I need from you. I just want to be present with you. And so I hope that made sense. So it's a wonderful learning opportunity, that's for sure. And I don't know if we, oh yeah, there he is. Hey, William. I just want to say and thank you for your voice of just here now, now, just now. There's just now. And that helps a lot. Kind of having the mantra, God is, God is, God is. And can just kind of sing that throughout the day. And here's the wonderful woman that just beautifully always reminds us that there's only one thing happening. So Melanie, I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Oh, thank you, Livy. Thank you. Hi, everybody. And you know how when I listen to Wayne, I always reflect back to the early days, and he was so influential, and I so grateful for his, influence in the world. He did so much and reached so many people at all levels. And but when I listened to that, it reminded me like of a pep talk, which is really great. Sometimes you just need a pep talk. He really covered all aspects, and it was like, when you're kind of down, yeah, and he just kind of gets you going again. he, he really touched on all the essential pieces there, and it was like, it was just a perfect pep talk for, like a coach, get you going there again. And so I did appreciate that a lot. And it was just so, every point, he has so many different points. I didn't try taking notes either because you'd be writing the whole time because he had so many highlights. So anyway, I appreciate remembering Wayne and hearing all his key points. So thanks so much, Livy, for sharing that with us.
Thanks so much, Melanie. I really appreciate it. Hey, Chuck.
Hello. Great to be here with everybody. I don't jump in this early, but I had to jump in early today because I, I want to start with like ditto, where Libby started and then what Cindy follow up with it, and it's like I'm repeating, but it's also right with what I just dealt with. The way Libby started, I think I almost shared this. I think in my last share that uh, the repeating the scripts and the letting the ego, the body, mind drive the bus here, and knowing it and beating myself up for allowing that to happen. And then Wayne uh, came right in there with all this stuff and Dago, so everything that happened, I was struggling with. If it has your best interest, and I was struggling with that a little bit, and then it was being presented, and then Wayne was reminding me you can keep all these feelings and go with that, and it was blowing me away. And then I had somebody at the 12-step program this morning, and in fact, I thought about it. They've been saying the same thing for a couple of days. I thought, man, this video would be perfect for what they've been dealing with. And then it's telling me, wait a minute, you're not here to fix anybody. They're going to get it when they're ready. So I backed off of that, but I got that message in time to save me from that. That blew me away. And then the last thing, because I could go on about it, how relating to this, but what finally blew me away was toward the end, and Melanie's here. You know how I think, if I remember correctly, she did the animal thing, and she listed me as the caterpillar. And what did Wayne talk about at the end of this? The caterpillar, and what that fit with what I'm looking at, and who I really am, and dissolving, And it just blew me away. So I had to comment and acknowledge that I would that final the caterpillar thing really put it out. I'll get off here and let somebody else talk.
Thank you so much, Chuck. Hey, William.
Hmm. Yeah. Thank, I feel like, first of all, I'm going to say thank you, Livy. Just when I hear it's being acknowledged that I exist, I think that just does something inside. Something comes alive. And always in life, it doesn't take much to make me happy. It just, and I, and when Melanie, you are a pep. You just, your spirit is that. It's like everyone I see, there's something that strikes me about you, where it's August wandering around playing with whatever it is, or or every one of you. I've the bear that you talked about, I feel like maybe I've been in hibernation. And I really am kind of I don't even want to it's not I can't brag and say I'm in a dark night. That's making it too positive, but I enjoy being silent with what I feel is troubling me. I just love that in a way. And I just finished listening to Helen Hamilton this morning. And it just like I feel so loved by, by her descriptions of her dark nights. But anyway, I'll talk about maybe that more next Tuesday because it's like I'm just kind of looking. I feel like a drone at times hovering over my journey and looking at all the ins and outs and so many things come to me. And in the moment they come. But when I'm sitting back and hibernating, I'm just digesting everything. So got not much to say right now, but I wanted to at least and thank you, Livy, even because the one word that keeps pounding in my heart and mind, you know what it is? It's just now. I feel like that takes care of everything. All my insecurities, all my questions, doubts, you name it, you name it. And I'm so grateful for that 3 letter word. It's just, anyway. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's enough.
Thank you so much, William. Yeah, before the meeting, when I was getting ready, I was listening to Helen Hamilton's talk about Dark Night of the Soul. And I appreciate so much again Chuck and Melanie um, letting me know that, yeah, it's just like a good pep talk hearing from him, just real concise stuff. Hey, Patricia.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you. I had this terrible intestinal bug, and I was just doubled over, and it was, oh, what is it? What is it? Felt terrible, and I thought, I got scared. I thought, am I dying? I got scared. And then I got less scared. I said, okay, if that's the case, it'll be an adventure. Well, I woke up feeling better this morning and even went out for a walk and listened to when I got back at 8 o'clock. I listened to John Dyer and I forgot. And I was, thank you, Libby, for this because I was reminded, oh, right, it's okay to forget. Oh, okay. And what was I forgetting? I'm forgetting that I am a spirit walking around in this Patricia suit. So first I'm spirit, and the next thing I am is to remember that. And what is spirit? Spirit is God. What is God? God is everything. So thank you. It was it was a reminder and it was a good gift to remember once again. Thank you.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Thanks so much. And Linda Joy shared in the chat that Wayne is one of my earliest teachers. He has written so many books, but my favorites are Wisdom of the Ages and Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Living the Wisdom of the Tao, the Tao. Both are awesome. And August is excited and to be here. I put those words into your chat. I just realized that. I was like reading the first sentence and I went, he didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. So
But I'm curious, Livy. Hey, August, is this the first time you've experienced Wayne Dyer?
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
like out of all the people we've listened to so far, like that's nearest to my I don't know. The awakening that I had, the stuff he was talking about is the stuff I realized, and that's why I'm like on this path or whatever I'm doing.
so can
And
you tell
oh,
us some stuff about being with, Wayne has passed away like, I don't know, I think it's 10 years or more now. So
ooh,
he's for many of us who have been on the journey a little bit longer than you've been alive. Sorry, just had to say it. Wayne was an early teacher, who came from addiction and foster care and just exploded on the scene um, a really long time ago. But I'm really curious about why it was so impactful for you.
I mean, there's like two things. One was like this was the closest I've seen someone talking about something that, came from me. Because like you have your own downloads and then you're like hearing things that are closely resonating to you. Some are kind of there, some kind of aren't there. Some people like say some things and it's like, wow. And then they say one thing at the end and you're like, oh, it's like not, but everything this dude said, it was like 100%. Um, the thing that was most, I guess, timing wise of it, and listening to this today, um, maybe there's been some things I've forgotten. And not gonna lie, okay, just being real, I've kind of been, I'm out here in these meetings as best as I can, but like I'm pretty shut down outside of it since this whole Mexico incident. And, I've forgotten the point of doing what I'm doing because I started really, really self-actualizing and giving the all to the all. I made a social media for the first time in my life, and I just started sharing like in August of this year. Started sharing my story and like stuff I've been through and like my whole story, like the whole story, just like giving it back and like how I cured all my incurable autoimmune illnesses. Like I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Like all this stuff, I started sharing it and it started blowing up online. I did it with no expectations and I didn't tell anyone about the account. I just put it out there for whoever was like needed to hear it. Even just I was just thinking about one person. I was just thinking of helping like one trans youth even. Like that's really all that was about. And you know, I haven't been on the account since the Mexico incident. And I'm realizing that I wasn't being real listening to this video today. I'm not sharing what the fuck I'm going through because I'm realizing I didn't even realize that I've been delaying this getting back to things because I kind of been dipped out because I keep thinking like there's something I need to do or something that needs to happen so I can get back to the way I was. Which is like never gonna fucking happen. That's what I'm realizing. I'm never gonna become who I was prior to the Mexico incident. Okay? It's not gonna happen. Yeah. So, and that's not even what it's about. I was obviously made this and sharing everything because I was being real. I was being vulnerable. I was just sharing what is. I was not performing. I was not doing there to do any type of performance whatsoever. And I didn't even realize not being on there was performing because I'm not letting people see what the fuck I'm going through. Because it's wild shit. It's a lot of this. Since the Mexico incident, I can barely sleep. Sometimes I'm just crying for no reason. I don't know what's going on. Okay, that's what it is. And yeah, I get to give myself permission to be seen doing that, so other people can give themselves permission to just do that. That's what's happening. Maybe that's why the Mexico incident happened. It's kind of fucked up, but didn't have to go this far. But guess I had capacity to handle it. Yeah, I really vibe with this too. I'm gonna listen to this every day. Everything he's saying accurate. Everything he's saying accurate. Peace.
Thanks so much for sharing that, August. And I too have been like, how can I get back to the way I was just a couple of months ago? And it's like, it's going to be so much each step forward that I don't take and I allow the universe, the source to take for me. And it's letting go, it's releasing of a lot of baggage and the opportunity to keep moving forward with a new level of trust, being in trust in each moment, in trust that, you know, because that's putting my limitation, my human limitation on my experience to become even richer with every seeming backstep. I know that it's an opportunity to get even richer with because it's an opportunity for me to be stepping into trust even more. So I'm going to let Lonnie and bless us with her wonderful voice this morning. Hey, Lonnie,
Hi,
and her
am I
beautiful
muted?
smile. Now, nope, you're not muted now.
Hi, everybody. Boy, this is a roller coaster for me today. And it's only because of what I'm experiencing physically, which is also a part of this. I have to say thank you to August and to you, Livy, because these last two exchanges kind of led right into what I was going to say. August, you gave me courage. I just got to say that to you, brother. You gave me courage. And Livy, oh, God. Trust, 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 trust. I received this teaching as a great big kind of, I don't want to use a negative word like chastisement. I'm going to say it was an answer to one of my heart prayers. Sometimes those prayers that don't get said out loud. And the prayer, I know the words to the prayer to show me that what I'm experiencing is true. Because I'm experiencing so many things, to be as broad as I can, that honestly I've been waiting for and can't believe are finally here. So much confirmation and validation of the walk. And I realized as I was sitting here, I realized this yesterday too, though, that the one place, the one like crack in the sidewalk is me trusting other human beings because they're human beings. And as I was sitting here listening to August and then listening to you, what I heard was, but you can trust God. And that's everything you're seeing,
Mm.
including what you're not sure is real. And damn, y'all.
And I'm just gonna jump in real quick, and Amy so beautifully shared in the chat, the truth is true.
Yes. And the bag that I carry says this.
Yes, yes. There's a wonderful prayer in ACA that says, God grant me the serenity to accept the people that I cannot change, the courage to change the one that I can, and the wisdom to know that one is me.
That one is me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was for years, I kept getting this, there's gonna come a time to talk and you'll know when it is. And I keep saying, okay, okay, I'll wait, I wait. And of late, probably from the second meeting of Cindy with something she said, what's been screaming at me is the time is now, the time is now. And in this friggin' video, it was the time is now, the time is now. And I kept trying to figure out, then why am I not? And it is, well, you are, but you're holding back. And why am I holding back? Well, because you don't trust the humans yet.
Mm.
And that was the reminder, but you can trust God. You can trust the divine. And so in this moment, I'm so grateful for all of that and all of you for being here and teaching me how to trust.
Jill, hi. And as Amy so wonderfully says, come to the head of the table.
Oh my gosh, this
It
is
feels so
so,
great to say that. I just need to say that real quick. So,
I love
but
it.
Jill, welcome to the head of the table, and we look forward to hearing you.
It's so great to be here. It's so great. I recognize many of you, so this is wonderful. Um, I loved that video, Libby, and I also was a huge Wayne Dyer fan. Like back in the day, I had his little CDs, back when CDs were a thing. That I'd listen to him on the stereo in my car, and it just felt like a rampage of love. And oh my God, I listened to it 3 times, and the truth that came through in such a clear, direct, concise, it felt like that rampage of love. I think it's like Esther Hicks does these rampage of loves. And one thing, as I'm like watching it, he said everything is by divine appointment and nothing is by coincidence. And I had emailed Cindy, and she's like, "Oh yeah, where else can I tune into you?" And here I am. And as I was listening to it, it was like the exact Libby. I'm so grateful that you picked this. It was the exact message that I just needed to hear. It's so inspiring, and just remembering that I have the power to choose the God channel. I have the power to choose the peace of God, and it just really lit me up. So I just wanted to thank you all, and it's like a divine appointment that we're together. I mean, everything I'm seeing that, like the coincidence, the guiding, and Cindy's facilitating the Tao Te Ching, and there's this flow, and if you have your eyes open and you just follow that flow, you end up in these amazing spaces with these amazing, beautiful, bright beings. So grateful. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jill. Linda Joy, hey, good morning. Good afternoon.
Here, am I here?
You are here.
Okay.
Are you there? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is a beautiful, beautiful presentation, and thank you so much. I did not get a chance to listen to Wayne's podcast, but I have so many of his books. I just dive into them when I think about him. And the one I love the most, the Tao, is awesome. It's absolutely awesome. But this one he does with Wisdom of the Ages, he has all these different subjects, and he has artists and um, architects and people from history, and he will have a quote or a poem or something, and then he will talk about them. And it's just beautiful. And I'm going to share the poem on imagination. It says, "What if you slept? And what if in your sleep you dreamed? And what if in your dream you went to heaven, and there plucked a strange and beautiful flower. And what if, when you awoke, you had that flower in your hand? And that was by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And then he talks a little bit about Samuel Coleridge, and then has a nice 1 or 2 page, just very nice short summaries of the thing. And I mean, I love this book. Most of you know I don't talk too much, but I couldn't stop. Kept trying to talk myself out of it, and I couldn't do it. So anyway, thank you so much, and bless you all. What a beautiful, beautiful sharing today. Thank you, Cindy and Olivia and everybody.
I
Thank
gotta
you,
ask you before you unmute, why would you attempt to talk yourself out of talking to us?
I don't know, Cindy. I think I'm starting to get over it. But
Thank you, because
normally I will just beat myself up for how silly I sounded
but every time you do
when I
speak,
share.
every time you speak, I get chills and my heart opens and I feel blessed.
Oh,
So,
thank you for that. That brings tears to my eyes.
well, and you know it's true.
No, I do. Well, I do. But as my Zen teacher said to me when I was talking to her in an email class, I said, I'm perfect, whole, complete, and whatever. And Sherry said to me, and what if you don't believe that, Linda? And it just tore me up. And so recently I've been working harder on my self-compassion and those things. So that's part of my sharing today, is stepping
Well,
up. And
know that you're getting up the courage and take all
yeah,
the time you want, but know
yeah.
that I love you. Anybody
Well,
else? Anybody else love Linda Joy or 333-444 or whatever it is?
I know, I don't know how
and,
that got on there, but I have
and
to change it
every
every time
single
I log
time
in.
you speak, my heart smiles.
Well, thank you. Because I've had a lot of work in my mouth and things too, and I'm afraid I'm lisping and I'm doing that. So my ego's got a lot of ammunition right now.
Yeah, well.
Thank you. And again, I can't thank all of you enough for this beautiful, beautiful meeting. As a few of you know, I went to an earlier meeting and that was awesome. And then to come here and find this is beautiful. I keep meaning to do this meeting, Cindy, by the way. And I just,
Well,
thank you.
is morning for you. It's still early.
Well, I know, but that's no excuse.
Thank you so much, Linda Joy and Cindy. And August put in the chat, the only judgment that exists is the one we have of ourselves. And let's see, lisp is a man-made concept. Do you think birds judge their beautiful sounds they emit? Thank you, August. Hey, Julie.
Hey, oh, I gotta lower my hand. Hi, everyone. This isn't really on, I guess it could be on topic, but I just want to share with you my experience from Sunday. Rhonda gave me the Zoom thing to get in and listen to Awakening. And it was my first time being at Awakening, and whoa, loved it, loved it, loved it. And Cindy's message really hit home with me, because you were talking about the scavenger hunt you had with your daughters. And I was like, oh my God, that is such a fun idea. And then we talked about how it's in the past, and sufferings in the past. And I love photos. I am a person that has a lot of photos. Well, my husband bought me one of those digital photos so I can put them in a digital. And we have two now sets. One is for our trips and one is, family and friends. And I had texted Rana and said, because I was thinking, well, should I not have these photos? Because that is my past. So she said for me to pray to the Holy Spirit and then to listen and then to write it down. And I did it. And oh my God, this was the first time I really had an experience where I really felt that I actually could hear the Spirit talking back to me. And I wrote it down, and I knew it wasn't my ego, because I was kind of concerned about that because I'm still learning ego versus God. And it was just beautiful. And the message was, Julie, if the pictures, if the pictures you view bring you joy, keep them. But if any of them bring you a little angst, a little suffering, then you get rid of them. And I look at them different now. So I did that on Sunday. I took out some of them, but then every day now when I see one, I'm like, hmm. So I really thank you for that. But I thank Rana. I told her about it this morning. But wow, it's just, so I'm just so grateful for all these little nuggets and just growth. Because there's not a better place I'd rather be than right here with you guys. And I just thank you that I was ready to be here. It's because I just keep on thanking God, like the timing's right and it couldn't come at a better time. So anyway, I'm going to cry. So anyway, I just want to thank you all. Love you all.
Oh, I love you, Julie, and I'm so glad that you're attending these meetings with us. And they're not even like meetings, they're more like gatherings. And yay, finally, I was hoping that I would hear Amy's. Oh, and I get to say it to her. Amy, come to the head of the table.
Oh, thank you for that beautiful invite. Oh, I love it. I'm going to go a little bit off topic. I kind of waited till the end because I am so excited by this woman that Cindy got introduced to through the guides, Natalie Sudman, and Richard sent a video that I think we'll watch later. But just to just to briefly touch on it, one of the things that I noticed in the Wayne Dyer piece was his yeah, I mean, this is just going to blow your minds, this experience, and the book is phenomenal. But anyway, Dyer's tone was how did somebody describe it? Like a pep talk, or a reminder, like I found his tone a little bit he talked a little bit too quickly for me, but that's just me. Um, but everything he said, as August said, I agreed with. But one of the things that Natalie Sudman does is she really emphasizes the humor, and she talks about being out of body and having this experience that we would think was just terrible, but they were actually laughing about it because they were like, well, maybe we could do this in this situation, and maybe we could do that, and wouldn't that be fun? And so the approach of all these things in this human experience is, she said, it's not so much about how much love can I bring to it, but it's how much surprise. Like, how can I be surprised about this? How can this show me something new that I haven't seen before? And the perspective is, I think what it pulls me to it from Paul Selig's thing or the guide's viewpoint is it's from the upper room. And so from the upper room, what we experience here can be so much lighter and so much more filled with just laughter. I mean, and of course says this world unfolded when we forgot to laugh. And so I had an experience this morning where I got into this sticky spot with my husband, and I was all, about it, and mostly he got upset, but I was really trying to just not be upset, and I wasn't, but then I found myself started chewing on it and going, he shouldn't have done that, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I was driving home and I thought, well, this is quite an experience. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to send him through the Holy Spirit because I don't have enough confidence in myself that I can direct my thought to. So I'll use the Holy Spirit as my intermediary, which works for me a lot. And I'll just send him this sort of loving explanation about what the perception was for me. And I'll trust that he gets it. And then I forgot that I had done that. And then as I was arriving back at the house, I thought, well, I wonder if that worked. It just came to my mind. Like, I wonder if that worked. Wouldn't that be interesting to see if that worked? And I got home and there's a phone message on the phone and it's from him. And he's just checking in. No big deal, just checking in. And I just went, score one for the Holy Spirit, and it's me. I know it's me, but just the playful attitude with it and not taking it seriously, like, you should know that everything is one. Oh, bullshit. Just play with it. Have fun with it. It's all okay. And everything is one, but we're just having such an experience of being separate and seeing what it feels like and what an interesting experiment this is. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that because it just lifted me up and filled my heart. So love us all.
Well, that lifted me up and thrilled my heart too. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I needed to hear that. Thank you.
Good.
All right, so we have a couple of minutes left, and I just want to thank everybody so much for being here today and for your wonderful shares. And as always, being with y'all definitely just lifts complete. I was going to say completes me, and it completes us. I'm just so grateful that I can play in this form and with the knowledge that I am formless and I can go sit with that tree and go, hey, you are me and I am you. Let's just shade each other and hug each other a little bit. So thank y'all so much again. And we meet here tomorrow morning
We
at 10
meet here in
o'clock.
3 hours.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We meet here in 3 hours. Yes. And I hope everybody plans to join because it's wonderful, wonderful teachings with Amy.
And if you can listen to the meditation before you come, that will just sort of set the tone for the meeting. So the meditation is in Cindy's email that she sends out every Monday. You'll
Okay.
find it there, and it really is a beautiful meditation. It's not a prereq, but if you get Cindy's email about what the coming week is going to offer, it's in that, and maybe she's going to put that in the chat so that
If
you
you
can.
give me just a second, I might be able to find it.
Yeah. Anyway.
If anybody needs it. Maybe not. All right, let me stop the recording. There we go.